Hey guys, I thought I'd do another quick video. I've had a lot of people ask me, and by a lot of people I mean my buddy Tony, um, that I go out in the woods with sometimes, ask me about all the knives that I carry in my pack. So I thought I'd just go over them real quick. This is my pack. In order to understand why I have the equipment I have, it's important to understand what my goal is for my pack for me. And I know there's a lot of shit about bug out bags, inch bags, get back bags, get home packs, all this stuff. I don't know about any of that shit. What I do know is I do know that what I want my pack to do is be able to sustain me for an extended period of time in a desert environment. So everything I have in here is geared towards lasting for a long period of time and helping me with the survival basics of fire, food, shelter, and water. So I get it, it's going to be tough, and I don't know if it's possible, but that's my goal. So here's my pack. I also carry this on my waist. This has a couple of pouches on it. It keeps my pistol attached to me. My main primary blade, have fire steel, some paracord, some basics like that in these pouches. So if I drop my pack, I've at least got those things with me. So on my waist goes my primary carry knife. This happens to be an SE4. I've used a couple of Beckers, great knives. I used a Condor, used the shit out of that fucking Condor, and wore it out. Ultimately, actually broke the blade on it, but this has a little thicker blade. I just like the size of this. It also has a nice belly on the blade, which is really good for field dressing and skinning game. Mainly larger game. It's a little bit too big of a blade for really small animals, but it still works for it. Then this is usually my EDC knife. This is happens to be a Benchmade, but some small, decent quality folder like this. This is the one that lives in my pack. It's about a 2.5 inch blade, pretty durable. It's good for striking a fire steel, and then lots of really fine work. I tend to keep it quite a bit sharper. And this is what I would use to dress like a lizard or a rattlesnake or something. Then I've got my multi-tool. This one's a Leatherman rebar. I'm not too particular about what kind I use at this point. The main thing I look for is there's a couple of things that come in really handy on this for me that I use a lot. One is this little wood saw on here. These things are awesome for all kinds of little woodworking chores and things like that. Then the other thing that comes in handy for me quite a bit is this file. I even actually use it when I get big rock chips in my hatchet blade and things like that to do, just kind of knock off the big folded over chunks from the dents in the blade. I can kind of work it down to a place with this where then I can go to work on it with my little diamond sharpener I carry in my pack. So also out in the desert, at one time most of the desert country was either homesteaded or mined. So you find old debris out there, like old cowhand shacks, or maybe even an old mining camp that has old equipment or things like that in it. It's a long ways in between that stuff, but there might be stuff you can salvage, so having a multi-tool will help with that. Also, there's barbed wire fences that run across that country, and I found a lot of uses for barbed wire if I have something to cut the wire with. So another thing the multi-tool comes in handy for. Then I carry an axe. At this point, everything in the desert is fucking tough and dry and hard as fuck. So an axe for me has just been the most efficient tool for cutting dry juniper, sagebrush, creosote, manzanita, bitterbrush, all those kinds of things, as well as pounding. I even break apart rocks and stuff with it from time to time if I need to. So now, the downside to the axe is it is heavy. I don't know how much this thing weighs, but my guess is a couple of pounds. So I have been considering maybe trying a saw. I need to just get out with one and try some stuff out. So that's my blades. Other than that, I have that file on my multi-tool, and then I just carry this little, it's super light, it's a little coarse diamond stone, but it puts a plenty good enough edge on any of these tools so they can do their job good. So that's my blades, that's what I carry. Keep checking back with me. Give me another month or two. I try to go out as much as possible and put my shit through the paces and I make adjustments all the time. Again, my ultimate goal is to come up with a system that will sustain me over a long period of time of living in the desert. And so that being the case, durability and longevity of gear, you know, I find that a lot of gear is great if you only need it to work for a backpacking trip for 4 days. But when it comes to using stuff day in and day out in the harsh environment out in the desert, man, it really takes some durable gear. So thanks to my one subscriber, Twiggy. You're the man. Love your videos. And thanks, guys.